Hi guys, it's Rose. Welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I'm in a little bit of a mess here on my desk, but that's because I haven't actually had a chance to get in here at all since I did the last, well, I say at all, I've done one or two tiny little bits in the journal that I'm working on. Like I put those two pieces down and I put those pieces down. That's it. That's literally all I've done. So yeah, it's a bit hit and miss at the moment because I'm back to work and things, but we shall mosey on, continue on making our journal. And the page I'm working on today is this music page pocket page. I mean, it is actually a page that I have sewn into the signature, so we're working on that one today. And I should find it here in our second journal. Look to the front in this one maybe. There we go. So I just got a sheet of music paper. It came out of an old book full of music paper, and I made it into a double pocket. Now if you do want to know how to do this double pocket, by all means let me know in the comments and I'll do a video for it. But for now we are going to decorate this. Now these two pieces in the books are slightly different in that I have made this one an envelope and this one is a pocket. I'm just wondering what way did I do the two of them the same in each book. Yeah, so I've pockets in this one and envelopes in this one, and that's okay, we can work around that, that's no problem. So the first thing we have here is some napkin. We have a napkin, a bird, some lace, and a circular piece. So I'm actually going to find my circular piece and a bird here first. I thought I had the bird out as well, but I don't think I actually do. I have to go and get that out of my little folder. Hey, it's been a kind of a hectic, not even a hectic week, just busy being back to work and things like that, and I don't get a chance to come in here when I'm working. I come home and I do the dinner and things like that, and I don't get a chance to come in here, which is a bit of a pain, but we all have to do it. We all have crosses to bear. I don't seem to have my little circular piece here either. Very strange. But they are very easy to find. I know exactly where to go to find those ones. I have my little booklet here. Excuse me. And I do have my coffee, excuse me. I have nowhere else in the desk to put it, so you're going to have to look at it. I'm sorry. Okay, so we have these little circular bits. What I'm looking for is one with the right colours. And I was very sure that I had pulled that out, but look, I'm sure I'll come across the one I did pull out. I'll just put it back into the box. That's a bit too blue. That one would work. There we go, the exact same one. A little yellow rose, perfect. These little floral circles are so handy for lots of different things. Okay, where did that go to now? I know it's there. I pull it out and lose it straight away. So we have that, and I need a little circular bit to go with that. I may have to cut that. See, I've cut it out of gold cardstock and I only cut one out of the gold cardstock, so I'm going to have to cut one of those. And that's no big deal. Oh, get my die. And I do have a teeny tiny die cutting machine, so I'm just going to use that. If I had known that I needed to cut this, I would have done it before I turned on the video. But, you know, it'll only take a couple of minutes. A B and a C, I think that's all I need for this one. And a little bit of gold card. whole sheet. Just going to cut a square out of this. Yeah, might need the other plate. I have 3 different machines, and I get confused about which ones need all the plates and which ones need 2 plates and which ones need 3 plates. Oh, just one moment, guys. I'm sorry about this. I'm so sorry about that, guys. That was actually my other half ringing to see if I wanted him to bring me home a panini. Isn't he very good? He thinks of me when he's out. So, sorry, not sorry. I'm sorry he rang while I was making the video, but I'm not sorry I took the call. I am so looking forward to this panini. I've been watching what I'm eating and working out and things like that, so a panini sounds awesome right about now. So I am going to treat myself and have that. Okay, so I have my little circle cut out for my flower. Just going to ink the edges of this guy. And stick her on. Yeah. It's been a bit kind of a bit strange, honestly, to be back at work. It feels in one way like, oh, it's so great to be back, but in another way it feels like I never had a break from it, you know. So yeah, it's strange. I'm very tired today. I almost didn't do my workout, but I was a good girl. I did it. Okay, so I'm just going to sit that on there essentially as I can. And we have a little embellishment. So cute. I'm actually going to ink the edge of that gold card piece as well, because it does actually make a difference, surprisingly. It looks like there's no white showing, but when you actually put the ink on it, you can see the difference. So I do like to give them a little bit of ink as well. There we go. That's very cute. Now, I'm going to be putting that on the flap of the envelope, I think. So I'm going to put a strip of lace across here. I'm not going to have it coming down all the ways or anything like that. I'm just going to put a strip across there. And I have some of this napkin here. Will that be enough, I wonder? Or do I want more? I may want more. I'll have a look at my bird first, but let's get some lace. Excuse me. Now, I do have lots of different laces here that I have already gotten out, and I think this is actually the exact same one that I used in the other one, so you know, I was kind of thinking of something a little narrower, but that actually looks okay there, I think. I like it. Yeah, let's do that. If you can hear scuffling out there, that is the cats playing. They've been asleep all morning and now they're wide awake and full of their fun. So they're out there having the crack, as we call it. Yeah, I did that too short. Maybe I should have used the other side. 1 second. No, both a little short. But all I'm going to do there is I'm going to leave it come across to the edge here, and the embellishment will actually hide that one there. Or just not bring it to the edge. Just not bring it to the edge, I think. Yeah. It actually looks fine. A little bit of this glue. I have actually as well, if any of you had checked out this glue on my Amazon affiliate link that I had in one of my videos previously, I only had a UK link there at the time. So I have since gotten US affiliate links as well if anybody does want to check out this high-tech fabric glue, because I do find it very good. The link will be in the description of this video for you. Too far over there. Yeah. Beautiful. I may need another little bit down here. My usual roly-poly bottle trick. I just find that gives it a nice press down and I'm not getting glue all over my fingers. It's just handy. You already have the bottle in your hand, so why not? Okay, so we're going to attach this here. Whee. Pretty yellow rose. Very nice. Now we need a birdie. A birdie, birdie, birdie. And I have some birdies in here. So let's see who would look pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty birdies. Do I have another page? I do. I have this guy on the rocks. I like this guy. Kind of has nice colours in him as well. Very common around here, those birds. See a lot of them out in my garden and they're so cute. Do we like him? Or would we prefer something like him? I have these exotic looking guys too. I like this cutie pie. I like that cutie pie. I'm going to take that one. All the exotic ones with the long feathery tails, they're all falling out all over the place. But it is nice to have such a nice variety to choose from. That guy or that guy. I kind of like him as well. A bit too bright maybe. Yeah. Oh, go in there. Lord. Birds misbehaving. Right. And the last thing we need is some tissue. I think I'm possibly going to want a little bit more than that. But I have, or at least I had, yeah, an envelope with some napkin scraps here. Let's see what's in here. We actually have an actual bird on this one. And that one. No, they're not suitable. Okie dokie. Get out the napkins. You just look after yourselves there for a minute, guys. so here's one of those same napkins, actually partial because I used some of it. And the birds seem to be all over this. I don't know if I can get a piece large enough without the bird, can I? I can. There, that's perfect, almost. Just need to tear the top of it. Okay, start doing it, Rose, and stop muttering to yourself. I'm sorry. It's pure habit. Let's see what we can get. I want to just get a large enough piece without the birds on it, but I don't want to be wasting it either. I don't know why, because I have a full packet of these, but that's just how I think. I'm very popular today. People are ringing me and texting me. Oh look, there's birds on this one. I don't want those. Save them for some other projects. I'll put them into my napkin scraps in a minute. So we should have loads there. That should be plenty. Yeah, and we'll just stand him on there. Very cute. Okay. Now, because I'm using a napkin, I'm going to use my tub of glue. This is Arc PVA Bond, and I actually went looking for a link for this recently, and I couldn't find it on Amazon, so I'll have to look into an alternative maybe. Glue brush. A glue brush. You know what? I'm going to use my finger. Aha. What I want is a smear of glue in the right place. Just enough to take on a napkin, which isn't much at all. Just don't get my page underneath. Okay, and job's a good one. The music paper is showing through very nicely on that as well. Lovely, lovely. Okay, my fingers. Okay, voila. Now, you can do that. Attach that napkin any way you want. If you want to use the cling wrap method, which is something I actually do if I particularly want them to be flat. But for these purposes, and this actually came out quite flat, I have to say. Very few bubbles, actually no bubbles at all, one or two wrinkles. And I'm just going to grab my Pritt stick to just get that corner. Because I do want the corner coverage. Ooh, my finger is sticking to it. I'm pulling it up as I'm doing it. That's why you shouldn't use your fingers with napkins, Rose. Okay, I'm just going to tear this very gently on the side here. And I'll cut the rest of it. Could you guys see any of that? Oh my lord. Let me move the camera. I'm sorry if I'm making you seasick. Oh, no. There we go. I have a tendency to work very closely to myself. And I forget that the camera doesn't always come down that far. I hope you didn't miss too much of that. I'll have a look when I go back on the video. So just trimming here. More bits of my scrapkin naps, my napkin scraps. My lord. Actually sounded kind of cute. Just cheers. Now for our birdie. Birdie. Let me pick him up. I had this book about Irish birds that a lot of these images came from. And of course, being a the junk journaler, I went and cut out all the pictures and all the rest of it. Very pretty book, very pretty images, yada yada. And then recently, my partner decided that he wanted to start photographing birds, and he wanted to know what birds he was looking at and all the rest of it. And of course I couldn't give him the book because I had it all caught up for my journals. Oh well. And if he does get a book for himself, I'll probably end up cutting that up too. Nothing is safe. Although he probably just look them up online. He probably won't bother buying a book. Yeah. That will be so cute. Yeah, I like it. And there. I actually quite like it there, even though it's hiding the rose. I still quite like that. Yeah. There's roses all over the place in this page. Oh, I'm gonna have to. I didn't realise that was lifting. Sometimes you just have to hold on to them for a second when you're particularly gluing onto something like lace. You just need to hold on to them for a minute. We actually, speaking of bird watching and things, we actually went on Saturday. He decided he wanted to try and find some ravens to photograph. And he came across a website that the Bird Watching Association of Ireland, I think it is, and they had some raven nesting sites listed and the coordinates and things, so we went off adventuring on Saturday looking for ravens. We didn't find any, but we had a nice walk in the woods. We got caught in a huge shower of rain as well and got soaked, but it was fun. We did get some beautiful photographs of other birds and of the woods themselves and things, so. I say we, he did. I was just along for the ride. He did have another camera as well that I used a couple of times when we were out and about, but he decided to sell that. I guess my photographs weren't worth him keeping the camera. I'd love to be a good photographer, but I just, at the moment, definitely don't have the time to learn much about it. He has a very artistic eye, though. I'm thinking that I might commandeer some of his photographs for some projects in the future. Now, that is so pretty. So pretty. Okay, so in the pocket of this one here, I have a large journal card. Now, I haven't actually done anything with this yet, but I'm just going to see if the one that I have here, will it fit into the pocket, or does it need, oh look, why did that not stick? That's weird. Will it need trimming? Because of the bend on the page, it's going to need trimming on the sides. And a tiny trim off the length as well. Okay. Just get this stuck down properly. Just put some washi tape on the edges of these envelopes and things just to stop them ripping. Because the paper is, it's not terribly fragile, but it's quite a soft paper, so it tears quite easily. Now, so we need to size this down a bit. And I take about a 1/4 inch off of it. And I'm going to do it with my ruler and a knife. I was trying to do it with scissors. No. Might do an 1/8 here and an 1/8 here. A 1/4 here. Just take that 1/4 or take that 1/4. Does it really matter, Rose? It doesn't. This. Okay, and I'm going to take a tiny bit off of the height of it as well. It's actually quite hard to judge if you have writing on the page and it's not straight on the page, then it's very hard to judge whether you're cutting a straight line or drawing a straight line or whatever. So it's better to turn it over to the blank side. Yeah, that fits much better. Okay, I'm going to come back to that at a later stage. And we're going to work on the back. Okay, so on the back of the other one we have a linen flip, which is quite pretty. I must have been auditioning these for this or something, but anyway, for now we'll concentrate on this one. Okay, so I have one of those little framed pieces there, which are quite sweet. Put that on straight away. I have a blue one here, forget-me-nots. Very cute. Yep. Very quick run of ink across the edges of this. My glue. The amount of glue we go through with these journals is just nobody's business. We must be keeping the glue companies in, well in profit anyway, that's for sure. I wonder how much the profits of these glue companies has jumped in the last few years since people started jumping on the junk journal thing. Or has it changed much at all? Interesting. I used a bit of washi tape on these envelopes and I love getting to use my washi tapes. They're so pretty. I just don't use them enough. I really don't. Some of them I hoard because I think I'll never have them again. But what's the point in having them if I'm not going to use them? The whole point is to use it. Oy. Okay, so on this one we have done the flap and we have a little lace piece. And that is actually sewn on with my hand sewing machine, actually, which is, I'll show you that shortly. It's glued and sewed, might I add. And we have a little kind of, what's the word, embossed, one of those circles here as well. So we'll get that sort of started, the little circle part. Pull out my circles again. The last time we were in here I came across quite a nice one. Yeah, there's one here with a little bird and a butterfly and a branch. And it's all the right colours, so we'll go with that one. When I was doing these circles I printed them and I tea-dyed some of them before cutting them, before punching them out, and I left the others plain just to see which way it worked out better for me. And it's much more difficult to punch tea-dyed paper than it is to punch untea-dyed paper. So there's a tip for it if that helps you in any way. Just going to very closely trim to the circle. I didn't punch it quite right. Just a tiny trim. Okay, so heat embossing gear. That and that and that. And reverse mark. I think I actually did something similar to this on one of my more recent videos. 3 ways to use embossing in your journals. So if you watch that video, you'll know exactly what I'm doing. If you didn't watch that video, go watch it. If you didn't watch that video, all I'm doing is I'm putting some Versamark on. I'm going to do several layers of clear embossing on this piece, and that's really all there is to this piece. So I will speed it up, but that's just so you know what I'm doing. There's my explanation. Okay, so I did what, 4 or 5, not sure, layers on that. And I don't know if you saw at the end of that, I picked this up in my fingers too quickly and all of the powder and things stuck to my fingers. Something you don't want to do, it is quite hot. But all I did was I reheated it and got it to flatten out again. Now it's not perfect, but it's actually good enough for the junky kind of vintage look that I'm going for. It's perfect actually. So there's our little piece, and it just has shine and things on it, and it looks a bit more than just putting a piece of paper down there. I do like the effect it gives. And here we have our little flap. Now these linen pieces, they're coasters obviously. These came from a charity shop and they were handed in. Obviously somebody had gotten the stamping and things done on them but hadn't gotten around to embroidering them. I have other pieces that are partially embroidered. And my initial intention was to leave the little flower as a decoration on it, but it just didn't look right to me. So what I did was I put the lace and the little embossed piece on, but I left it as a flap so that you can see the little flower underneath still. So that's what we're going to do on this one as well. We have our piece of lace here. It's not quite as nice a shape as the other one. Oh, I have another piece here. Let's see. Oh yeah, so what I actually did with the other one was I trimmed around some of the flowers. Just wondering which piece would be best here. I think that. There's more detail on that. That might make it a bit tedious for you guys watching me. Yeah, I'm going to have to go with that one, and what I will do is I will trim it out but speed up the video. I'm going to use my good scissors for this one. Oh, come back. Let's get it trimmed to the right size anyway first. That's where we want it. Okay, so I'm going to go trimming this and I'll see you guys on the other side. Okay, so I'm finished trimming, and you can see I've only done pieces around the end and maybe 1 or 2 pieces up here, and I just think that doing that just gives these types of lace where it has all the netting in between the motifs, I just think it can give it a little bit more interest if you're using pieces of it like this. So that's that done. We are going to actually just run over it with my ink pad. I don't want to make it look filthy, but I do want to take the very white look off it. Perfect. And I am going to glue this first before I do anything else. I will be sewing it with my little hand sewer because I like the stitching effect that it has. So, not a very neat one, which is even better. I need to clean out the top of my glue. I keep saying that this glue is fantastic and it doesn't clog, and it really doesn't a lot of the time, most of the time, 99.999% of the time, but it seems like every time I'm on camera, that's when it decides to clog. And I think it's because of all the gunk in the lid. I think that's actually going into the nozzle when I put the lid on. So I'm just going to clear that. Oh, yeah, that sounds about right. Now this linen seems to have some sort of a coating on it. It's almost like plastic. So I can just smooth this across and get good coverage on it. And put our piece right up to the top. There we go. Trim that little tiny piece off. Okay, now I'm going to leave that aside for the time being. I'll do that after I do the sewing. So the next thing is our butterfly. How did I do this little butterfly? All glittery and shiny, and you know, it didn't actually turn out the exact way I wanted it, but I like it, so I am going to do it again. And how I did that, now I need to find that stamp. I'm going to pause the camera for a minute while I find that stamp because I could have to rummage quite a bit. I'll be back. Okay, so I found my stamp. I didn't actually have to rummage as far as I thought. It was, the folder was actually right in front of me. I checked the whole room first before I found the folder sitting right in front of me, but you know, that's how it goes. Okay, so I'm not actually sure because I take my stamps out of the packet and things. I think this is a Kaiser Craft stamp, but I can't be 100% certain, so I'm sorry about that. If I can find the set, I will link it in the description below, but it is a beautiful large butterfly stamp and it's got a lot of detail on it. It's one of my favourite stamps. So, get that onto a stamp block. Right bits out that I want. I'm going to need more of this. I'll tell you exactly what I'm doing there now in one moment. So what I have here is Ranger Sticky Embossing Powder. And what happens with Ranger Sticky Embossing Powder, when you shake it onto a stamped image, the same as you would with any other embossing powder, and then you heat it, it forms a kind of glue that stays sticky. So it goes on as a powder, becomes a glue, and stays sticky until you put something on top of it. Okay? So that's how we're going to get our butterfly image, we need our Versamark. And strangely enough, this linen stuff, because of whatever kind of coating it has, I think it has a coating on it, it really feels like it has a coating. It doesn't catch the embossing powder too much, so it's possible to actually get a good image on it. And I am going to use, not that, yeah, the back of this underneath here. And we'll get our butterfly situated. Just like that. I'm going to press it down for a couple of seconds just to give that ink a chance to adhere. Lift it off, and I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but it is barely discernible as the image being on there. I think you can actually see part of it there. So we'll sprinkle on our powder. And sprinkle it off again. As you can see there that not a whole lot of powder went elsewhere. There is a little bit. I'm going to get a brush there and brush that off. I can find my little brush. There we go. Brushing it off the places where I don't want it. There's a little bit down here on the side as well. And that's that. Now I think actually the other image gave me a little bit better detail, but it'll be fine. Because of the way I'm doing it, it actually won't matter a whole lot. I'm just trying to tap off some more of the excess from the back. And we'll get this stuff back in. Okay, so let's get this heated, and you can see okay, so you can see that there is a butterfly there. Now I am using, this is actually a Ranger foil, or similar to the Ranger foils. I'm sure it's actually the Ranger foil, and it is a sheet that I've used for different projects, and that's perfectly fine because I am trying to get a more vintage grunged up look on this. So I'm putting it down and just rubbing over it until it sticks to the glue that's on there. Ooh, come back. And you will find that the glue kind of, as you're doing this, the glue will lose tack because you're putting something over it. You're not necessarily sticking anything to it, but you're putting something over it and it does lose tack. But I just reheat it and go again. It works out totally fine. Get as much on there in the first go as I can. Oh, that will come out nice. I'm going to reheat it again. And as you're reheating it, you can see the foil almost go into the fabric. It takes on the texture of the fabric. It's pretty cool. There we go. I'm actually getting more coverage this time around with this foil than I did the last time. Oh, the one spot that I really wanted to get, I completely forgot about. There's this corner of the butterfly doesn't seem to have come out at all, but that's okay. One more area in here. Okay, I like that. Now, as you can see on the other one, I have the teal and gold in there, and that's because I got frustrated with the teal at the time, and I decided to try a different tack as well with it. So what I have here is some gold leaf flakes. These are just leftover bits from other projects, you know, where you brush it off. I just collect them all, and there's a few different colours in there. They're all gold, but they're all different gold colours. Now I used this anyway as well because I didn't have gold foil either. I thought it was because of the bitterness of the foil on this, so I thought a cleaner sheet might work better. So I went looking for a gold one, and I didn't have a gold one handy, so I said I'd try this. So let's show you how I did this. Get this stuff on top of it. I'm just going to spread it out a bit. And I'm going to press down with the other side of my bone, or with the side of my bone folder I should say, not with the other side. Just going to press it into the glue. Now at this point, if you want to try heating it while the gold flakes are on there, you go right ahead. Let's see what happens. That would be evil for me to leave that there. Don't do that. You'll have gold leaf all over the place. I'm going to have it all over the place as it is. Not to mind blowing it around the place with the heat tool. Okay, let's see what we get with that. Just almost kind of burnishing it into it, almost. Can I say that any more, like, awkwardly? I'm just going to get a brush and brush away as much of it as I can. I'm being quite vigorous with my brush. I'm just trying to take it off of the edges where it doesn't belong outside the butterfly. Okay, and that's what we have right now. Some goldy butterfly bits. I'm just going to put this stuff back into the box. I used up quite a bit of that actually, didn't I? Okay. And yes, be forewarned, you will have gold bits flying around the place. It's as bad as glitter, that stuff, or worse, because it actually floats. So this is what we have right now. Oh, I'm going to flick back of it again, same as I did with the when I had the powder on it. Just try and take off the loose bits that are on there. I must have gotten some ink down at this corner here, but I don't mind that. It's okay. Okay, do a quick swipe down off my desk. Oh, it's like fairy dust. And I'm going to reheat this just to settle those flakes. And there we have it. A two-toned foiled butterfly in vintage kind of grunge style. So that's that part. Awesome sauce. Next thing we need to do is put this guy on here. I'm just going to slip a piece of label paper or sticker paper just underneath here to protect the back of that, and just so that it doesn't go through the lace and stick to it. Because we're sticking this on lace, I am going to just sit here twiddling my thumbs, pressing this down for a moment. Cap up my glue with one hand. Well, I finished my coffee. Oh look, there's gold stuff in the bottom of my coffee mug. Oh. Should be totally fine. And there we have it, our little flap. These pieces just here for a second. Now, one thing I didn't do before I started this was measure the width of this. The piece on the other journal is actually wider, this music paper piece, but it'll just have to stick out a little bit and it will be fine. I'm sure it'll look fine from the side. It will. It actually looks quite interesting. So I'm going to put my glue on the actual fabric. Get her stuck down. Round about there. I'll wipe the glue off the other side so it doesn't stick to the page. Yeah. I actually came across, I had a bird out for this piece and I came across it when I was looking for stuff there a second ago. And I'm actually glad that I didn't put on it because I much prefer this. So, serendipity. Okay. So, I do like the little flap with the flower underneath. I think it's very cute. Okay, next. Don't know if I have much else particularly finished yet. Let's see. Oh, I have one of these. This is a belly band that I have. I don't know if I have the other one in here. I'll check. Let us check. It is a belly band with a pocket. I'm sure I do actually have that in here. Let's start from the center and work backwards because that is actually easier. Yes, we have one here. So we have our belly band in here. And it's got a little pocket on the front. Okay. What is up next? Okay, so I have this a paper packet. It's fold out journaling space, almost a full sheet of paper, just corners cut off. Now I have that for this one. I'm not sure that I have it for the other one. Okay guys, after that phone call I realised how late it actually was, and I'm going to leave it there for the day. And we'll get on to our little paper packet the next day. Oh look, I have it already in there. Look at that. Would you credit it? There you go. There's a nice finishing touch for the video. We have our little paper envelope, faux envelope journaling stuff is what I actually call them, and they have nice wax seals on them, and I stuck them into, I just put two corners of, I have quite a few of these corner pieces that, you know, or even just square pieces that come off of pattern papers. I have 6x6 papers that I make these out of as well, and they just make nice little alternative pockets. I mean, you could embellish along the sides of them here as well. So yes, I'm going to leave it there for today. I have to go out and make the tea. He will be home very shortly, and I am looking forward to my dinner. So have a great day, enjoy the rest of your week, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.